everybody, and welcome to another episode of Warrior Weekly. I'm your host, Hunter Veylupek. Alongside me, K-State commit Marcus Chandler. Marcus, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, you guys had a pretty disappointing season last year, losing in the district round, but you guys have done a pretty great job. You got a new coach over the offseason. What are your expectations going into this baseball season?
The expectations are high. We're looking for one of the best seasons Westside has seen in a while. The new coaching staff has been great. I think it was a very good addition to the Westside baseball program. They've done a lot for us. We've started everything a lot earlier this year. I remember last year we didn't get started with our morning workouts until October, and then this year it's as soon as school started, we've been right away, 3 days a week, hitting everything.
Yeah, it's been a pretty long off season for you guys, and right now you're probably one of the most high potential players on the team, probably the most highest. You're the number 3 rated player in the class of 2027, behind now Florida State commit Bubba Day, and is that kind of high ranking and have any pressure on you to perform at the highest level that you can?
Not really. I mean, I kind of just try to go out there and play my own game. I try to not let that stuff get to me because I think I did a little bit too much of that last year, trying to live up to the expectation. And I know I have a good group of guys behind me that'll back me up if I fail one time, fail one game. I have a good group of guys to help me out.
And then who's been that kind of role model that's brought you up? How did you get started in with baseball, and how has that been a factor throughout your life?
Definitely my dad. He got me to the sport. He played it growing up, and he's been a coach for me throughout my whole life. Still coaches me, during the off season and stuff. And he's just kind of kept me on my toes with everything. Hasn't really let me get down on myself too much or kind of get too much of a high or get too much of a low. He's just kind of kept me accountable. And
then what's been your favorite memory throughout playing baseball, mainly with your dad?
With my dad, I would probably say going on visits or winning 3 state championships in a row with our youth team. He was a coach for our youth team, and that was a lot of fun. He was one of the best coaches on the team, and all the visits were super special with him because he gets to kind of see me choose the place I want to go for college and kind of have him experience the college experience, going and visit these places when he didn't have the chance to. I feel like it meant a lot to him and meant a lot to me to be able to live up to him.
What were some of those colleges that you visited around? I know you've committed to K-State already, so what were kind of the schools that were in the running?
I visited Baylor and Creighton, and Baylor was super nice. It was, Waco, Texas, super warm down there. Saw a great football game, actually against K-State. So that's kind of funny, but no, it was all the colleges I visited were really great. There's a reason I went there. Creighton was super nice campus. Obviously, the legacy behind Creighton's campus and stuff like that, super old and super well kept, and their baseball program's just on the upcome. But K-State was just kind of like a home to me. Not too far, not too close. So,
what were some of the big factors that played into your recruitment?
Communication. I love coaches that communicate well and not being too far from home, kind of, but also kind of knowing you have to grow up and you're going to have to live by yourself, so that's a big factor. And also just a good, solid baseball program with coaches that know what they're talking about. When I was on my visit to K-State, they spoke a vision into me where they told me kind of where they saw me in their program as they saw me as a two-way, or help me with my swing, even when I was down there when I wasn't even committed yet. So it just felt like home.
Yeah, what were some of the biggest factors that allowed you to commit to K-State?
Their coaching staff. They have one of the best hitting coaches in the country. Their facilities are some of the best in the country, as well. And they've been really close to making the College World Series the past few years, but just hasn't really gotten that stretch. And I feel like with some of the kids that they're bringing in and me, I feel like when I get on campus, they're going to have a pretty good chance.
And then along with being a top-ranked nationally player in Nebraska, that means you're going to go on a lot of prospect trips, a lot of out-of-town vacation hitting programs, all that cool stuff. So what has been kind of one of those favorites for you, and what has it allowed you to do in the retrospect that you're getting recruited to these colleges?
I think my favorite one that I've been to so far, there's a few. I think my overall favorite was in Cary, North Carolina for Team USA stuff. We had Team USA tryouts and a big tournament down there, and that was a lot of fun. I did pretty good down there, and going back down this year and hopefully going to make something out of the Team USA. And then obviously Futures Games, that was really cool, playing in front of 200 Division I schools. It's kind of overwhelming a little bit, but it was super fun.
And then what's kind of that difference between playing in front of a national crowd somewhere down south like a Georgia or Florida and then coming back up here for spring season in Nebraska where you might not get as many eyes looking at you?
I think with that, I think all those guys are already developed, kind of playing down their competition. They've been playing year round, so it's kind of it gives me the extra notch knowing I need to, kind of put in the work in the off season, no matter if it's inside or outside. Get outside as much as you can because those guys down there are all outside 24/7, so they already have like a step up from what we have up here in Nebraska. So,
what have been some of the biggest things you've been working on over the off season personally?
Definitely my hitting and velo, I'd say, on the mound, and because my command's already been really good on the mound, so kind of getting that velo up has been a lot. And my hitting, I know I didn't hit the best last spring, but this summer I kind of had a breakout year, and I'm hoping to carry that into this spring.
And then you just said that you're a two-way player. You pitch really well. You have a nice fastball, nasty curveball. What position do you play on the field? You more of a utility player? You looking to play more than just like a third base or a second base?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a utility guy, I'd say, but my main position is third. But lately in the offseason, I've been working at shortstop too and second base, obviously.
And then I alluded to it earlier. You guys brought in a brand new coach, Coach Jason Shockey from Bellevue West. They brought in a couple transfers, including his kid CJ, I believe. But what has it been like getting a new coach? I know last year, your freshman year, you had a different coach sophomore year, different coach junior year. But what do you see in Coach Shockey that makes him different from the rest of them?
I think he's probably one of the best coaches in Nebraska of all time. He's obviously one of the greats. He's been talked about for years now, and I think also growing up with his kids, playing on the same travel ball team, and getting coached by his brother growing up, that helps me bring closer to his family, kind of having more trust in him. And he's honestly just been great, like, to me his whole life. So noticing him coming here when I saw he was coming here, really, it got me pretty happy.
And then what is that during the offseason? You guys have a lot of time to work out, bond. So how important is it for this team to know each other early and getting to know each other, especially for when the season comes around?
That's one of our biggest keys this offseason, kind of getting to know everyone. Like, we have every Tuesday, you got to have someone else from each grade has to go up and kind of say a freshman's name. Like, Coach Shockey will point someone out and you have to say his name. And even if they're a freshman, no matter who they are, you have to know their name. Like, and if you didn't, you had to go introduce yourself. Now it's kind of like everyone knows each other. And then with the varsity squad, we have meetings, or not just with the varsity squad, but with everyone. We have meetings every Sunday. And kind of building that family aspect together and going outside. We have a big group chat. We talking like every day, I'd say, like more than once a day. So I think we're all super close with each other, and like we all trust each other. So.
And then with the new life complex that just got installed here, $34 million, it includes a batting cage in our old wrestling room. So I was talking with Mr. Hanna. It's going to get 2 or 3 full-size batting cages, some hit tracks in there, a couple of lounge couches, and some TV. So how excited are you for this new addition, and how crucial will it be for the team?
It's been really fun to kind of see it all come together. We've been in there during our open mods and stuff like that, so kind of putting together the L screens when we have the chance, filling up the buckets of balls, just filling out the turf, like kind of talking to coaches about everything. It's definitely, I'm pretty excited for it, especially during the off season. It's going to help us out a lot when we don't have to drive somewhere to go train. Like, we have one of the nicest weight rooms in Nebraska, probably the nicest, and then also the nicest school batting cage in probably the Midwest, I'd say, because of all the new stuff we have.
Yeah, you guys have been working out at UBA, I believe, with getting off-field stuff with with the weather getting nicer outside. It was personally a nice Monday. It was like 70 degrees, and you don't get that chance very often. So how do you guys have to take advantage of that nice weather whenever it comes occasionally?
Live at bats and lots of reps, like ground balls, hitting, all that stuff. He sends out a text, email, and is like, we're gonna go outside, super nice, and we'll be out there for 3-4 hours doing live at bats, doing stuff. With the rule, like 7 people at a time, it's kind of more time consuming, but he makes it work out really good and stuff like that.
Other than yourself, who has personally been getting better the most over the off season or has a lot of improvement from what you've seen last season?
I would say Hosey. He's definitely improved a lot. He's gotten a lot bigger, obviously. Baseball, he's been a lot more focused on. Taggy, he's gotten a lot better. His hitting has been phenomenal. Oh, wow.
Phenomenal.
Far. Yeah, so far, and stuff like that. And those two come to mind just because, no one really hit the best last year. We were supposed to be like one of the best hitting teams, stuff like that. So those two guys come to mind.
Yeah, and you guys were a really good pitching team last year. Yourself personally had a 1.78 ERA, so how will you guys look to get that pitching dominance coming over from last season into this season?
We're going to carry it over pretty well. I think this will be one of our best years on the mound, if not the best year on the mound since I've been here. We have me, who will probably be our game one, Kai, who's going to be in the mid 80s, Burke, who's going to be in the mid 80s, Maskey, mid high 80s. Then we have Taggy, Schleifer, they'll be like low mid 80s. So I'm not really too worried. That's probably one of my least worries is our pitching side. Like, we have more than enough arms, just kind of how we utilize them.
And then how are you guys going to be utilizing that hitting? Even though you guys struggled last season, you guys brand new team this year. How do you guys look to improve it going into this season?
We've been hitting a lot. Hitting is one of our main things so far. With the older coach Shockey, he'll take dudes on the weekends. He'll help us with like our mechanics, hitting philosophy, like curveball stuff, off-speed stuff, fastball stuff, kind of recognizing the pitch, recognition, stuff like that. I mean, I think hitting is going to be one of our strong points too. It's kind of hard to say we'll have a weak point this year. This is how good I think we'll be and surprise a lot of people. But I think with the hitting aspect, I think we'll be perfectly fine.
And then who are going to be some of those main guys we got to look out for in the batter's box?
I would say Hosey's going to be a good threat. Liam has a lot of power. Taggy will be really good for us. CJ, he's a great RBI hitter, super good, like kind of just sprays the gaps type of dude. Those guys all come to mind off the top of my head who are going to be like some really good guys for us.
And then speaking of Liam, he signed last week on Wednesday, so a lot of your guys, including Coach Shockey, went out there to the signing day in the main gym nice and early to get pictures, congratulate him. So what did that kind of mean for you to watch your teammates sign yourself knowing that you'll be there next year?
Super happy for him. I mean, he's been talking to me about college for a little bit now, ever since like I was able to get college recognition. So talking to him about it, kind of helping him out in the ways I can, because I'm as super new to it too. So kind of just talking with him about it, he seems super excited for it, and kind of just gets you kind of ready for college, but not really. You don't want to go yet, but it got me pretty happy. I'm super happy for him.
And then last year you guys went 11-15, so a losing record. Over your past 2 seasons as a West Side Warrior, you've had been part of 2 losing teams, but you've talked about with me today that you're pitching, looking to keep it dominant going into this season, along with the hitting, which should be getting a step up. So what are you most excited about for this season?
I think I'm most excited about just kind of playing with my friends. It's not as much as like I'm playing with a few guys now. It's kind of like I'm playing with like some of my best friends on the team. Just kind of going out there playing ball, playing as hard as we can, trying to go get a win every day, obviously. But obviously that's not going to happen. We're going to have some bad days. But just kind of going out there and trying our hardest to get a win.
And then you guys play Lincoln Northeast coming up real fast, almost a month away, March 21st. So overall, you guys have been projected to be one of the better teams. So is that high ranking kind of going to be dragging you down, or is it going to have to be you guys have to play to that expectations? What's going to be that mindset coming in?
We won't focus on that as much, just because of we don't want to get in our heads about we need to be this good. Like, everyone knows we're going to be pretty good this year. We haven't shown it in the past few years, but I think we're going to be. Everyone on our team thinks we're going to be one of the best teams in the state. So all we really need to do is go ahead and prove it. If we have high expectations of us, then just go out there and just play our game, play what we can do best, and kind of go prove it to people. And
then that ultimate goal is definitely get to Warner Park for that state bracket. What are going to be some of the teams that you've personally looked at that are going to be the biggest threats to you guys?
I would say Lincoln East is obviously going to be really good again this year. Game 1 opening against Millard West, they're going to be pretty good again. Elkhorn South, they're going to be pretty good. Papio South has some pretty good dudes over there too. So I'd say those are probably our main enemies, kind of. Got to get past them, but they shouldn't really. I think we're better than everyone. I think we're the best team in the state. I think we've proved enough this offseason just to ourselves to believe that. So I'm not really too worried about anyone.
And then personally for yourself, you still got 2 more years left to go. You got junior year, senior year. What are you most excited about, at least going into your junior and senior year?
Definitely just competing. High school, there's nothing like high school baseball. I've played travel, just doesn't get, the intensity just isn't there as much. So kind of going out there. It's a little chilly, but going out there, getting hype. Just going out there with my best friends, like I said, and just playing the game good. Hitting, pitching, everything. I'm super excited.
And then do you got any more prospect events that you're excited about that you're going to go out of town for?
Yeah, I have a pro case that's coming up in February 25th. That's going to be pretty fun. There's going to be some good scouts there. Hopefully put up some good numbers. And then in early June, I'm going down back to USA for Team USA tryouts again. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And then last question for you. Other than winning a state championship this year, what are your goals for the season? Anything personal like making friends or hitting a specific average, pitching, reaching a certain velo, all that kind of stuff?
I think I was too worried about some of that stuff last year, so kind of just having a really good year, all around good year. I don't really care what my average is. If I'm hitting the ball hard and it's getting caught, so be it. I just put a good swing on it. There's just a guy right there, so just hitting the ball hard, having fun, not getting too down on myself. But obviously, I want to put up some good numbers this year, so that's the main goal.
Marcus, thank you for joining me today. That'll do it for us here on another episode of Warrior Weekly. Thank you guys for tuning in. Marcus, thank you for joining me today, and good luck for you this season, next season, and even at K-State.
Thank you.